Many of the parents come to me and they simply just have this idea that they want their child to learn music. Some of them either took piano lessons as a kid and gave up on it and they're disappointed in themselves, or they just feel like it's something they want their kids to have. What's interesting is that many of the students that come to me, they're either exceptional in some way. Well, they're all exceptional, but they may be exceptional in that they're, incredibly intelligent, incredibly sensitive, and have difficulties because of that. A lot of my students have, difficulties with their self-image, with getting things done. They're hypercritical, and it becomes my job to help them develop as people while I'm developing them as musicians, which is the thing I most love. How can we help you? Just as becoming a true pianist helped me become who I am, can I help you become who you are, and maybe shed some of this self-criticism, shed some of the destructiveness that's eventually going to grow up into something difficult for you as an adult? Can we get rid of it now?
What is the purpose process of your education, of the way that you do it? You've got a student at whatever age they are. What do you give them as far as a purpose on why they're there? What's the next step and all of the rest of it so that they stay engaged?
It's great. So first of all, I teach all my students both classical, how to read music, and how to play jazz. We start with the blues. So I make sure that they are improvising and making up their own music the entire time, that there's always an aspect of them expressing themselves with as little interference as possible, in addition to having to learn what someone else has done. So, they get better and better at that. I try to work my lessons so that they make steady progress with all of that. They become better players on a daily basis, and they can see it. As they see they're getting better, they continue, and they want to continue to do it. But there's also that aspect of, just watching themselves overcome some of their own issues. Maybe their desire to rush, to hurry the learning. Maybe they start to see, why am I in such a hurry to get through this piece of music? Because he's just going to give me another one when I'm done. Why do I want to rush? Why am I always looking at him every time I mess up? He's not going to hurt me.
Right.
Why am I doing that? And these are, as they, over a couple of years, they start to see themselves as different people. And I think they like that. I know I do.
Right. I totally agree with that. So let me ask you a quick question. You talk about the style of music and the way you teach it. What if you've got a kid that wants to learn the Police, the Eagles, and the Beatles? Are they kind of like, hey, I don't want to learn blues? What if they say that to you?
Well, so I haven't really had that experience yet.
Okay.
If they did, here's what I would say. I would say, that's great. I think we need to be sure you can do that. Right now, if you were to try to learn some of those songs, we would go two directions. One is I'd be putting music in front of you that is really easy and doesn't sound anything like those songs, and you won't enjoy it. Or two, I'll be dropping these arrangements in front of you that are ridiculously hard, and you won't be able to play them. So what we should do, if you'll allow me, is let me improve your reading and your piano skills for a while. And when they get to a certain point, then we can go there and we can learn whatever you want. And that's usually how I approach it.
That's fantastic, because I love the fact that you're so open-minded and so understanding of the individual versus, but still realizing the importance of the baseline of what they need to kind of have. And I think so much of the educators that are out there and also the students, understanding the importance of the baseline is really what gets you to the finish line, so to speak.
Yes. There really has to be a balance between, my way or the highway versus whatever you want, kid. It's got to be somewhere in the middle, and not just for their sakes, but for your sake as well. You have to be able to steer the ship. You got to go faster than the current. If you're on a raft and you're going down a river, you have to be able to go faster than the current or you can't steer. So, if I'm going to steer this kid down these rapids, I have to be able to, stay ahead of them and know where we're going next. So if all I'm doing is following what they want, basically the current is taking me wherever it goes, and that could be somewhere safe and it could be somewhere rocky. And if it goes somewhere rocky, they're going to quit,
Right, no doubt.
What do I need you for? We just learned all these songs and I can do this by myself and this isn't that fun. Bye-bye. You know,
Right.
but if they feel like I've got something that they can use and still need, we keep going. So there's a balance there.
I love it.